Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video of the Artist Moth. Um, this is episode 6, I believe, of What If Wings of Fire Kingdoms entered into our world. And since the last episode, some of the kingdoms have expanded a bit. And they have also given themselves names. So you've got the Um, Give me a second.
Noctis.
You got the Noctis Kingdom, the Puppet Kingdom to the Sunspear Kingdom is has been named as the State of Northpire, and so they are still under control of the Sunspear Kingdom. The Seawing Kingdom, or the kingdom that is now independent from the Seawings, is called the Kingdom of Neptara. The Salmon Kingdom is called the Kingdom of Aridon. I believe that's how you say it.
Arador.
Aridon, yeah, that's how you say it. And this little kingdom here, which broke away from the Empire Light Kingdom, has named itself as the Phoenix Kingdom. A bit of an interesting name, honestly. And these two kingdoms down here, you've got the Kingdom of um, Pyretha. I think that's how you say it.
Perethra.
Pyretha. My apologies. And then you've got this kingdom, which is called. If I find the name real quick.
Gossameria.
Gossameria Kingdom. And the reason why I picked the Gossameria is because Gossameria, um, it means silk. And if I actually look this up, where is it? Yeah. Gossamer inspired a guy gossamer, which describes delicate silk-like material. So, that's what that means. We've got the Gossameria Kingdom, and we've got the Kingdom of Pyretha. The Mudwing Kingdom have also given themselves a name called the Kingdom of Fenholm. And so that is basically all of them. And we're going to be focusing on them expanding. So we're going to start with focusing on the Nightwings. And the Nightwings, they have done a little bit of expanding, but they are going to do some more expanding. And they're going to take control of the southeastern part of their kingdom and retain control of, or take control the southernmost Great Lake. And so they carry on just searching around, and they carry on expanding the influence of their kingdom until they get to the east coast of what would be the Americas. And so now that they know that there's a actual coast, they would most likely start to expand northwards as well as southwards. Like so. So I'm just going to fill this out. like so. So they will send out scouts, and the scouts will come back and tell the queen. Sorry, guys, I'm still unwell. They will tell the queen that they have discovered a coastline, southeast of their kingdom, and so she orders quite a large collection of night wings to push southeast, and that's when they that's when they Jesus, man. That is when she orders the construction of a few more trading um, villages. Um, it's not just a trade with um, the local Nightwings who have settled in these parts, but it's also to retain control. But like last time, we will see how long that actually lasts. So we're going to focus on the Kingdom of Adrian. And the Kingdom of Adrian, they are going to not necessarily expand northwards, but they're going to oh dear, oh dear. Oh, I want this, thank you. Okay. They're going to expand more inland, and they are going to increase the size of their kingdom some more. Like so. And so they fill this in, and the queen of the kingdom of Avedon, she's going to order the construction of some more trading villages. And so some more are constructed. Probably two more, honestly. I feel like that's probably the best thing that they can do. And so now you have two more villages. But they are also most likely going to focus a bit expanding eastward and following where the coast takes them. And so they just expand down, not too far, because they're going to be focusing on expanding the borders of their home kingdom, or the homelands of their kingdom. And so just like with just like with what the Queen did with the newly acquired land, she will do the same thing with the land that she has acquired in the eastern part, and she will construct some settlements or trading villages, whatever you want to call them. And so now she is starting to really expand her borders. I'll probably just stick a trading village there, and maybe one just down here, like so. And then she's probably going to order that this part of the land, which is not under her rule yet, is to be taken over. And so the Kingdom of Adrian is definitely expanding quite a bit. So now let's focus on the Phoenix Kingdom. And the Phoenix Kingdom, they are going to focus on resource gathering as well as expanding their borders. But they're also going to be balancing their their relations status with the Emberlight Kingdom. And so the queen of this kingdom orders, oh god, don't know why my mouse does that at times, I do apologize, orders that her borders of her kingdom are expanded. And so that's what they do, they focus on expanding. And that allows them to get to effectively double their kingdom in size. But she doesn't like the way that her southern borders look, and so she asks her map designers to fix her borders basically, and so that's what they do. They fix the borders while very sneakily taking a tiny bit of land away from the Emberlight Kingdom. But anyway, this little part of the Emberlight Kingdom wanted to join the Phoenix Kingdom anyway, because they were not particularly happy being under the rule of this of the Queen of the Emberlight Kingdom. And so the Queen of the Phoenix Kingdom, she orders that some settlements are to be constructed, and so that's what they do. She sends out a lot of builders who construct quite a lot of settlements. 3 to be exact. And so Phoenix Kingdom has expanded in size. They are larger than the Ignis Kingdom. And the Ignis, talking about the Ignis Kingdom, they are having a bit of problem with their exclave in, or not their exclave, but their colony in Ireland. The dragons here are becoming quite upset with the ruling, and after some time, this leads to honestly quite some disastrous consequences, which leads to, just trying to pick up the right color, which very quickly leads to civil war within this part. And this is always going to happen because the Ignis Kingdom, they've been a lot more focused on trading with the Emberlight Kingdom and the Sunspear Kingdom. And the problem is the Emberlight Kingdom and the Sunspear Kingdom, they have been abusing this, and they have been basically scamming the Ignis Kingdom. Not to the point where the Ignis Kingdom gets suspicious, but to the point where over time they will become suspicious, but not right away. And so the dragons in Ireland, they become very upset, and they start to throw a revolution. And this revolution catches on very quickly. And before the Queen of the Ignis Kingdom, or the Kingdom of Ignis, can respond, most of her colony northwards has fallen to the I do apologize, guys. Has fallen to the rebellious dragons in this colony, and so she signed an agreement which allows them to take full control of this colony, and they are then able to, quite frankly, have full control of let me figure this out. have full control of this major part of the island. They can't control all of it because the Sun Spirit Kingdom controls the northeastern part of it, and so they're fine with this at the moment, but they are not going to be fine with it later on. And so they immediately order the construction of a settlement in the northern part of their new kingdom. And so the Ignis Kingdom, they have lost quite a bit of land. They've lost probably a quarter, probably even a third of their land. And so the Ignis Kingdom, they are getting a bit annoyed with constantly being ripped off, and so they cancelled their economic alliance with the Sunspear Kingdom and the Emberlight Kingdom. The Emberlight Kingdom doesn't really mind that much, but the Sunspear Kingdom is quite annoyed at this. But the tensions do rise a bit, but not to the point where it's going to be all out war. And so this new kingdom here, they are going to name themselves let's have a think. What about Kingdom of the Golden Sun? You see that? Not really. We're not going to focus on naming them at the moment because I can't think of a name. But if you guys can think of a name, that'll be absolutely awesome. So, the Sunspear Kingdom isn't a fan of what's just happened. The Ignis Kingdom, again, is not a fan of losing their colony in the northwest part. But just as I explained last time, the Sunspear Kingdom is not a fan of the Ignis Kingdom retracting from the economic alliance. But that doesn't matter because the Sunspear Kingdom is about to expand their borders once more, and they expand their borders quite aggressively because they realize that they need to be able to produce a lot of food, and so they expand by quite a bit. I'm just gonna fill in all the parts which are not quite filled in. Like so, and they claim a lot more of would this be Eastern Europe? Middle Europe? It would most likely be Middle Europe. So they take control of Middle Europe, and the Queen of the Sunspear Kingdom also orders the construction of some more settlements in the newly taken places. And so they do this, and they actually do pretty well in building settlements, and they have expanded their reach even more. But disaster then strikes in the southern part of the Sunspear Kingdom. The dragons in the far south of the Italian peninsula, they have grown very unhappy with what is going on. And so, just like with the Ignis Kingdom, a rebellion starts. And a rebellion starts in southern Sicily, which very quickly gains traction, and they take the whole Sicily. But they do not stop there. They start to expand into southern Italy, and this isn't just to do with like the little bit of army that they have. This is also to do with the fact that the people are just generally unhappy, and so they carry on expanding, and they take this trading village, and they claim it for their own. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to picture it like that. And so they claim it for their own. But by now, the Queen of the Sunspear Kingdom has gotten wise to this, and she sets up a barricade in probably around this area here. And so this new rebellious kingdom continues to push, and they continue to push, but then they reach this this wall that has been constructed honestly relatively quickly. And so now the Italian peninsula is split in two, and more and more military forces are flowing down into the northern part of the Italian peninsula. And once she is absolutely sure that she has enough, they launch a massive assault, and they just start to push. And they do push relatively hard, but they are suddenly forced to stop because the two islands which were under the Kingdom of Sunspear control, they defect to the rebellious kingdom. And so the Queen of Sunspear, she's becoming desperate. She's starting to become desperate because she's now started to lose control. And so, just like with how the Ignis Kingdom signed an agreement with the rebellious kingdom that broke free from her control in Ireland, the Queen of Sunspear Kingdom, she is going to sign an agreement with the rebellious kingdom. And so the borders are going to look honestly something along the lines of this. And so neither side really lost territory due to this. The Sunspear Kingdom actually retained control of the Northern Island, but they did give the rebellious kingdom full control of the Southern Island, as well as full control of the southern portion of the Italian peninsula. And so the Sunspear Kingdom has grown, but it has also lost quite a lot of military presence in the Italian peninsula. And so the Emberlight Kingdom, they also do expand as well, but they don't expand along the coast, they actually expand inland. But they don't expand as much as they would want to. And so they take over this chunk of land, and they integrate it into their kingdom. And the queen um, of the kingdom of Emberlight, she is pretty happy about this. But the Phoenix Kingdom is not. They are not happy at all. They do not like the fact that the Emberlight Kingdom, their I guess you would call like ex-Mother Kingdom, is being relatively aggressive along their borders and expanding quite quickly. And so the Phoenix Kingdom does something I would quite frankly say is rather silly. They launch a full-on invasion into the newly acquired portion of land, into the Emberlight Kingdom, and they just completely take it over. They just take it over lightning quick. It's almost like a blitzkrieg in a way. And they take full control. And because the military personnel was so weak here, they've just taken full control of this kingdom, of this part of the kingdom. The Queen of the Emberlight Kingdom, she is shocked. She is absolutely shocked that the Phoenix Kingdom would even dare to use military action and take a portion of her land. She doesn't like this one bit, and so she orders her military to mobilize. And while that's going on, she is going to also expand her borders and just generally start to circle um, the Phoenix Kingdom. But the Queen of the Phoenix Kingdom has smelt of that, and she also starts to expand her borders as well. And she actually, because the Queen of the Phoenix Kingdom is actually quite clever, she is able to stop the Emberlight Kingdom from expanding that much further. And so now you have your first proper, I guess you would say it's a Cold War, because now these two kingdoms are going to start to spy on each other. They're going to start to prove um, 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 weak spots within their front lines, and just generally things like that. Anyway, after probably a good month or two of organizing, um, the Phoenix Kingdom, the Queen of Phoenix Kingdom, um, suddenly declares war on the Emberlight Kingdom. And you got to bear in mind that because the Emberlight Kingdom and the Sunspear Kingdom are in an economic alliance, this does not bound the Sunspear Kingdom to come to the defense of the Emberlight Kingdom. And so, because the Queen of the Phoenix Kingdom actually put a lot more funds into training her army and her military personnel, they are able to conquer quite a large amount of the um, the southeastern part of the Emberlight Kingdom. And so they try and push into the village, but they aren't able to, and it is so heavily protected. The Queen of the Emberlight Kingdom orders that the front lines of the Phoenix Kingdom and the Emberlight Kingdom. Actually, I'll actually revert that, and I will pick a probably a slightly different color. I will probably pick a lighter shade. Let me put that down there. Okay, so I'm gonna give it that. Okay. So the Phoenix military forces, they push up quite aggressively and take quite a swath of land, but they also begin to encircle this village here. And what they want to do is they want to starve this village. They want to starve it and they want to make the forces surrender. But before they can fully cut the throat, if you will, Emberlight forces come through and they arrive very sharpish and they are able to stabilize the line as well as push slightly into the line and create this sort of dent. And so you have this standoff where most forces are in the northern part of the Phoenix Kingdom as well as the southeastern part of the Emberlight Kingdom. And so these kingdoms are at total war. And the Big Kingdom, even though they have a much stronger military, they don't have the numbers. They are very well trained. They're trained a lot more than the Emberlight Kingdom, but they just don't have the numbers yet. And so you get this stalemate, which very slowly, due to the number advantage at the start, the Emberlight Kingdom, they are able to push quite far into the mists of the Phoenix Kingdom, and they actually get quite close to one of the villages, one of the trading villages, and this causes a little bit of panic, but the Phoenix Kingdom Queen, she isn't really worried. She is, but you know, she has full trust in her military. And so while her military starts to expand and successfully cuts off the village, she does send some down to bulk up the front line, especially around this village. And so they start to push back quite aggressively. And they do actually claim some land back. But this village here is in danger. They are in danger. They do have some food to last for probably a good couple of months. Probably like 2-3 months. But after that, they are going to start to run out of food. And so while that's going on, down south, there's not really that many military personnel, but there is slightly more than the Emberlight Kingdom. And so the Phoenix Kingdom, they do start to push quite aggressively, and they do get quite close to another village. But they are suddenly halted after some time. And their encirclement tactic is suddenly stopped. But the Phoenix Kingdom forces have pushed in quite aggressively, and they've taken over a bit more of the Emberlight territory. And after some time, the trading village in the southeastern part of the Emberlight Kingdom, they what's the word? They capitulate to the Phoenix Kingdom and fully surrender to the Phoenix Kingdom Queen. And so we're just going to color this in like so. Let's see, let me get rid of that and then apply that. And so now this village is under Phoenix Kingdom control, or Phoenix Forces control. And this is quite a big blow to the royal family of the Emberlight Kingdom. And this enrages the Queen, and she does a not very smart thing. She launches a full-on assault. Oh dear, I'm selecting the wrong color as always. She launches a full-on assault into the Phoenix Kingdom. But just before she does launch this full-on assault, she does drain away a lot of her forces from the northern front lines of the Phoenix Kingdom. And this allows the Phoenix Kingdom to then suddenly launch a massive assault into Emberlight territory, and they actually get quite close to their next target. And you got to bear in mind that every village that a kingdom loses, they lose power in that section. And so now the Phoenix forces, they have claimed a lot more territory, and the council of the Emberlight Kingdom, they are warning their queen that if they do not act soon, Phoenix forces will not only take over the village that is now not that far away from the front lines, but they will also completely cut off their reinforcements from the main kingdom to the colony in Northwest Africa. But the Queen of the Emberlight Kingdom does not listen, and she continues to assault the front lines of the Phoenix Kingdom. But the Queen of the Phoenix Kingdom, she is not daft. She knows that the forces of the Emberlight Kingdom, they are going to try and make a beeline for the palace, and so she orders the best of her armed forces, well, her army, because they don't really have like guns or anything like that. They are dragons. She orders the best trained dragons in her army to defend their capital / palace. And so the Emberlight forces, they do push a lot more. They encircle quite a few forces, but the death count is not going in the Emberlight's favor. Meanwhile, the Phoenix forces have pushed some more, and they are starting to really put pressure on this village. And after some time, after a couple of weeks, this village again fully capitulates to the Phoenix forces, allowing them to take full control. And this is ringing alarm bells within the council, because now, figuratively speaking, the army of the Phoenix Kingdom are basically on their doorstep. And so the Queen of the Emberlight Kingdom, she suddenly becomes wise to the situation, and just as she is about to just as she starts launching a raid onto the southern portion of the Phoenix Kingdom, she then realizes that she has basically completely lost control of the northern part of her colony. And so she not only drains some of her forces from the southern portion of her colony, but she also takes more of her trained forces and has them move through the mouth of the Mediterranean Sea, and then bulk up the northern front line. But unfortunately, this is already too late because the Phoenix forces, they are pushing extremely aggressively. They are just taking territory and territory and territory. And by the time that the Emberlight forces are able to stabilize the line, the Phoenix forces are dangerously close. They are dangerously close. But then suddenly disaster strikes for the Emberlight Kingdom. The kingdom that recently broke away from the Sunspear Kingdom, they join in on the war as well, and they launch a invasion, a coastal invasion in the northern part of the Emberlight Kingdom. They land in southeast France, and they start to expand their forces. Now you got to bear in mind that they do have the effectively what is the old guard of the Sunspear Kingdom. So it's the old forces, and so they know a lot of war. But they are also against the Sunspear Kingdom. But then you have a situation where the Phoenix Kingdom and this new kingdom, they do in fact form a military alliance. This is going to be the first military alliance, and I get this right. Oh dear. I'm going to put that to 5. So it's going to look something like this, so I'm going to expand that like that. So this is going to be the first ever military alliance within this world. Just fix this up. Like so. So these two kingdoms, which are relatively new, and they are both break-offs from the older kingdoms. They are now going to be in a defensive alliance, a military alliance, and that basically means if one of the kingdoms is attacked, the other one is obligated to defend that kingdom. So, situation is, the Phoenix Kingdom and the Emberlight Kingdom are at full-out war, and this little kingdom here has just joined the war, and they've just launched an invasion into the northern part of the Emberlight Kingdom. It's not looking good for the Emberlight Kingdom. It really isn't. They are seriously struggling. They are seriously struggling, and we could possibly see the first what do you call it? The first kingdom either lose the war and remain as it is, albeit lose some land to the Phoenix Kingdom and this new kingdom, or they will be disintegrated and cut apart into smaller kingdoms. And so there has also been a an uprising in Ireland, and the Ignis Kingdom have lost their colony as well, and the Sunspear Kingdom also lost part of their forces or their army in the Italian peninsula. You had the Aradon Kingdom that also expanded, as well as a few other kingdoms that did expand as well. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did like this video, give a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give a thumbs down. Next episode, we will be continuing to focus on the war that is going on between the Emberlight Kingdom and the Phoenix Kingdom, as well as this new smaller kingdom. And it'll be interesting to see how it goes. And will we have some newcomers? Because you'll bear in mind that the Ignis Kingdom, they're not on particularly good terms with the Sunspear Kingdom and the Emberlight Kingdom. So you could have quite a disaster happen to the Emberlight Kingdom. Anyway, guys, I'm going to see you guys there. Peace.